Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech protected.
Oh my goodness, something is just not right here. This calendar says that New Year's Day is on a Friday, and this one says it's on a Sunday. Well, that can't be right. We can't have two New Year's Days. Although that would be kind of fun, get to stay up till midnight twice and have a New Year's Day dinner twice, with all the fixings, and if there was chocolate pie for dessert, that would be absolutely wonderful. Hello there. Welcome to Grandma Kitty's house, and I'm Grandma Kitty, of course. I was just looking at my calendars here, and something just isn't right. One says that New Year's Day is on a Friday, and one says it's on a Sunday, so that's not possible to have two different New Year's Days. I'll figure that out later. Yeah, so how was your Christmas? Did you have a good Christmas? Did you get lots of nice stuff? Yes, Christmas is such an exciting holiday, isn't it? Yeah, so, speaking of Christmas, I have a book here that I wanted to read to you. It's called Madeline's Christmas, but it doesn't really talk a lot about Christmas. So let me tell you a little bit about the Madeline books. Here it is right here. So Madeline, these are books that were written by Ludwig Bemelmans. I thought it was Ludwig, that's kind of a funny name, huh? You don't hear names like that in America, right? I mean, in America we have names like Jacob or Owen or Noah or Fred. My grandsons and I, we used to tell everybody we were all named Fred. I was Fred number 8, so we had Fred 2 and 4 and 6 and 8. Yeah, that's kind of funny, huh? But Ludwig Bemelmans, he was born in Italy and he moved to America and he lived in New York. But his first Madeline book was published back in 1939, so they've been around for a while. Yeah, so in the stories, Madeline is a 7-year-old girl and she attends a boarding school, and all the girls, there's 12 girls, and they all look alike. And Madeline is the smallest of the girls, but she is the bravest. Yeah, see, size doesn't matter, does it? No? Just because you're small doesn't mean you aren't brave or capable of doing great things, right? So it's not really clear if these girls were orphans or if it was just like a boarding school that they went to. But Madeline, she has lots of adventures. In one story, she goes to London. In another, she goes to America. She goes to the White House. Yeah. Then there's another book where she has an encounter with gypsies, and another one about a bad hat. So let's read Madeline's Christmas and see what happens in this story, shall we? So this is Madeline's Christmas by Ludwig Bemelmans. So let's see. They're a little bit different, but let's read it and see what you think of it. In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. They left the house at 9:30 in 2 straight lines in rain or shine. The smallest one was Madeline. She was not afraid of mice. She loved winter snow and ice. And to the tiger at the zoo, Madeline just said, "Pooh, pooh." It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even the mouse. For like everyone else in that house, which was old, the poor mouse was in bed with a miserable cold, and only our brave little Madeline was up and about and feeling just fine. Suddenly came a knock, which made her pause. Perhaps it could be Santa Claus? But no, a rug merchant was at the door. He had 12 rugs, he had no more. Why, these, said Madeline, would be so neat for our ice-cold in the morning feet. It seems to me, said Mrs. Clavel, that you have chosen very well. Madeline gave him a handful of francs. Here they are, with all our thanks. Without the rugs which he had sold, the rug merchant got awfully cold. To sell my rugs, he cried, was silly. Without them I am very chilly. He wants to get them back, but will he? He made it back to Madeline's door. He couldn't take one step more, and little Madeline set about to find a way to thaw him out. The merchant, who was tall and thin, and also a magician, bravely took his medicine. The magician, as he took his pill, said, "Ask me, Madeline, what you will." Said she, "I've cooked a dinner nutritious. Will you please help me with the dishes? If you'll clear up, I'll go and see if I can find a Christmas tree." His magic ring he gave a glance and went into a special trance. The dirty dishes washed themselves and jumped right back upon the shelves. And then he mumbled words profound, "Abracadabra, abracadabra," that made the carpets leave the ground, and 12 little girls were on their way to surprise their parents on Christmas Day. Mrs. Clavel, again quite well, thought it time to ring her bell, which quickly broke the magic spell. And now we're back, all 12 right here, to wish our friends a happy new year. Oh, what did you think of that? It's a little bit different, huh? You kind of had to work at the rhymes a little bit because some of the rhymes didn't really rhyme really well, but that's what the Madeline books are like, yeah. And I guess that they're okay because over 80 years later, and they're still around and popular, and people still like them. Yeah, so that was a neat book, wasn't it? Well, so today I thought we could talk about the new year. Welcome to 2023. We have a fresh new year ahead of us. What should we do with that, huh? A lot we can do this year. So I did a little bit of research, and I was just kind of wondering how people around the world celebrate the new year. And boy, I found a lot of interesting things. So one thing I found was that some people or cultures, they celebrate New Year's on different days. And some people, they celebrate for more than just one day. Like the Japanese New Year, that lasts from January 1st until January 3rd. So January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 3 days they have for their celebration. And then there was the Babylonian New Year, which that actually took place in March. It was based on the first new moon, so like March 20th or 21st, and their celebration lasted for 11 days. Yeah, I mean, here in America, we usually celebrate one day, right? Yeah. Oh, now the Balinese New Year, that one's very interesting. That is a day of silence. That is a time to meditate and reflect on your life. So from 6 o'clock one morning until 6 o'clock the next morning, you are not supposed to talk. I don't think I could do it. Do you? Oh, I mean, I think that a time of reflection is good. Yeah, but 24 hours with no talking? Oh, that would be absolutely painful for me. Yes, I like to talk, in case you didn't notice. Yeah, but this is typically a Hindu holiday, and not only is it a time of silence, but everything is closed. Yeah, no one's allowed out on the streets or the beaches. The airport is closed, and only emergency travel is allowed. And like if you're there as a tourist, you're supposed to stay in your hotel room all day. Yeah, it kind of sounds like a somber celebration, doesn't it? I mean, I think of a celebration as a happy time, a time to make noise and be joyful and merry. Yeah, but you know, different people celebrate in different ways. Yeah. Oh, now here's another interesting one I found: the Water Festival. Now, this is celebrated in April. Now, the idea is that you gently sprinkle water on other people to show respect, but it takes place in Southeast Asian countries, and because it's the hottest month of the year there, people get carried away and they douse other people. Do you know what that means, to douse somebody? Well, I'll tell you, if you took a bucket of water and dumped it over someone's head, that would definitely douse them. Oh yeah, they would definitely be wet, wouldn't they? Do you think that would be fun? Yeah, you do? Yeah. Yeah, some people would probably enjoy it, but I would worry that it would mess up my lovely hair. Yes. Oh, and then this is the Kuchi people. They celebrate their New Year in June, and the ancient Egyptians, they celebrated in September. Oh, and there's still people that do celebrate it in September. The Jewish people celebrate Rosh Hashanah in September. What was that? Am I speaking another language? Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe I am. Here, let me show you. Rosh Hashanah. Yeah, it's Hebrew, actually, and it means head of the year. So it it basically means their New Year celebration. Yeah. And this is held in September and it lasts for 10 days. Yeah. Can you imagine celebrating for 10 days? I mean, here in America, we have New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, so it kind of lasts for like 2 days. Yeah. But you know, different cultures, different countries celebrate differently. Yeah. And so, you know, with so many different cultures celebrating differently, it got kind of confusing. So they had to come up with one calendar to settle on, so we would know what year we were in. Yeah. So the first calendar was the Sumerian calendar. That was the very first one. And then there was the Roman calendar, and this calendar only had 10 months. And the Romans, they believed in even numbers, so there were no months that had 31 days. Yeah. Oh, and back in 2012, there was the Mayan calendar. Have you ever heard of this one before? This one caused quite a stir because this one ended on December 21st, 2012. So everybody worried that that was going to be the end of the world. They even made a movie about it. Yeah, it's called 2012 because they were worried that was going to be it and the world was going to end. Oh, and then there's the Aztec solar calendar. That one had 18 months with 20 days. And so then Julius Caesar, he decided he was going to get a calendar all set up that would make more sense, one that followed the seasons. And so he took the Roman calendar and he added 2 months. Do you know what months he added? He added July and August. July for Julius Caesar and August for Augustus Caesar. Yeah, so that became known as the Julian calendar, and that worked really well for a long, long time. And then in 1582, Pope Gregory the 13th, well, he decided that he was going to just tweak it a little bit, fix it up a little bit, and so he came up with the Gregorian calendar. Now it took several centuries for everyone to adopt this, because what happened was you lost time. So in 1752, the calendar skipped from September 2nd to September 14th. We lost almost a week and a half there. So, you know, if you had had birthday in September, oh my goodness, you would have missed your birthday. That doesn't sound very fair, does it? No. So some countries still use the Julian calendar, but the Gregorian calendar is what most countries use now. That's all very interesting, isn't it? I never really thought much about where the calendar came from. You know, you just accept that this is the calendar, and January 1st is a new year. Yeah, so that's all really very interesting. Now we know where the calendar came from. So do you know what I think? I think we need to move on to Move and Groove. So today I brought This Little Light of Mine. Do you know why I chose that song? Oh, well, because we have a whole fresh new year ahead of us, and I thought we could just let our light shine this year and be a bright light to everyone around us. And this song is fun too, because it gives you permission to stomp your feet. Do you like to stomp your feet? Yes, I'm sure you do. Does your mother scold you when you stomp your feet? Yes, I bet she probably does. But Grandma Kitty gives you permission to stomp your feet in this song. Yeah, and if Mom gets upset, well, tell her I'm very sorry. Oh, and so remember that our hearts were made to beat, and it loves it when we move and groove and get exercise. So hop up off that couch and join me. Now, I have to warn you that this song, this CD is not working really well. So if we can't get This Little Light of Mine to work, we may have to move over to the Crazy Song. But the Crazy Song is fun too. So let's keep your fingers crossed, and let's see if we can get this song to play right. All right, let's give it a try here and see what we have. Oh, it's starting here.
Stomp your feet like that?
Oh, stomp your feet.
Let's clap together.
Clap your hands.
That's it. Here we go. Let's sing This Little Light of Mine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. You think it's gonna work?
All right, keep clapping now.
Keep clapping. Stomp your feet.
Everywhere I go.
Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. there, and I thought for a minute it wasn't going to work, but thanks for crossing your fingers. It worked, huh? All right, so let's check our bee basket. So remember that our bee bag are the things we want to be, right? So let's see what we have in here. Oh, well, this is a good one. This is not something we've done before. This is a good bee. This says, be a goal setter. Yeah. Do you know what a goal is? Yes. That's right. It's something you kick a ball into. Yeah, it's like when you're playing soccer and you kick the ball and it goes in the goal. You are quite right. That is a goal. And what happens when you kick the ball into the goal? Everyone gets excited, right? Yes, because you achieved your goal. You did what you wanted to do. Yeah, so everyone gets so excited when you score a goal because that's something you worked towards, something you wanted to achieve, and you did it, and you feel really good about it. Yeah, so being a goal setter, well, that means that you make plans for the goals you want to achieve. Do you know why it's important to set goals? Well, for one thing, it gives you something to work towards. It gives you meaning. It gives you a purpose in life, something that you want to achieve. You know, it's important to have something to work towards, and it keeps you from getting bored. Yeah, helps to keep you on track. Yeah, and it helps you to develop skills and abilities. Yeah, it helps you to be the best you that you can be. Remember, Grandma Kitty used to have a poster that said, be the best you that you can be. Yeah. And you know, there's always room for improvement in our lives. So no matter how old you are, you can always set goals. So there are different types of goals you can set. Here, let me turn my poster around and I'll show you my different goals here. All right, so these are some of the different goals that we can set. So let's talk about them a little bit. So the first one here is spiritual. Do you know what spiritual means? That's what's inside of you. Yeah, that's what you think and what you feel and what you believe. Yeah. Do you know why it's important to know that? Well, because you have to have a firm foundation. You have to know what you believe. You know, have you ever heard the saying, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything? Yeah, I've heard songs that have that in there. Yeah, and that is so true. There's a lot of people in the world with a lot of different ideas, and you have to figure out what you believe because you can't believe everyone and everything. No, you have to decide what you believe. Yeah. Oh, so let's see. We have learning. Yeah, learning is a good goal. You should never stop learning. Yeah, you need to figure out what you're capable of doing and what type of things interest you. And so it's important to go to school and learn new things every day. And then we have family, and it's important to set goals for our family and improve our family time and spend more time together and learn to communicate better with each other and find fun things to do as a family. And then we have health and well-being. Yeah, and that's keeping yourself healthy. Yes, exercise regularly and eat healthy foods. Yeah. And did you know you can have goals for money? Yeah, that means to learn to manage your money wisely and not spend it foolishly. And oh, you can have work goals. Yeah, where you set goals about work. What's that? You're not old enough to work? Well, yeah, maybe not, but you can start thinking about what type of job you want to do when you grow up and make plans for what you need to do, like will you need to go to college or take some special training or something, yeah, and you can start studying on it while you're still in school. And then we have social, yeah, so social might be like practicing taking turns or following rules or maybe get more involved in your community or try to make more friends. So I have some goals here. Now, this might be a little bit tricky, but we'll do it together. I'll tell you what the goal might be, and you tell me what category it goes in. Oh, this one's easy. Start a savings account. What would that one be? That would be money. Yeah, so maybe you can make a goal that you're going to start a savings account this year. Oh, take turns and share more. We were just talking about taking turns, and what was that we were talking about? That would be social skills, right? Learning to get along better with other people. Yeah. Oh, this one's easy. Try to spend more quality time with your family, like maybe do a movie and popcorn or play games or go for a walk or have a picnic or something. So if you're spending more quality time with your family, that would be right, a family goal. Yeah. Oh, how about this one? Practice more and study harder. So if you're going to study more, what are you doing? You're learning, right? You're learning new things. Yeah, it's very good. Oh, so how about this? Decide to not hold grudges and be more forgiving. What would that be? If you're deciding what kind of person you're going to be, right, that would be spiritual. Yes, because that's helping you figure out who you are, what you believe and what you feel. So you have to decide that what you're going to be. All right, so drink water instead of soda. What would that be? That would be health and well-being, right? Yeah, soda has a lot of sugar in it. So if you drink water, water's better for you. And that's taking good care of your body. Yeah, so that would be health and well-being. Oh, how about this one? Spend your allowance wisely instead of wasting it on like candy or junk food. So what would that be? What kind of goal? Right, that would be a money goal. Yeah, learning to manage your money better, right? Yeah. Oh, try to be more helpful at home. That would probably help out who? Your family, right? I would say that's a family goal. Yeah. Well, how about try to be a better friend? Yeah, what would that one be? That would be social, right? Yeah, trying to get along better with other people. How about develop new skills and hobbies? Like if you develop new skills and hobbies, it can lead you to a good career maybe. So that would be work, yeah. And eat healthier food would be health and well-being. Yeah, decide you're gonna be happier. Yeah, try to make it a choice that you're gonna be a happy person. Spiritual, yeah. How about learn to communicate better? Would be social. Yeah, how about try to get better grades in school? That would be learning, right? Yeah, and decide to develop some good habits. I would say spiritual. Yeah. How about exercise more? Would be health and fitness. Yeah, health and well-being. Oh, yeah, and check out career opportunities. Like think about what you want to be when you grow up. Would be, I would say, work, wouldn't you? Yeah, I think those sound like wonderful goals. What do you think? You think it all sounds like too much work? Well, you don't have to do them all at once. No, you got to have a starting point somewhere, and just start, and just do the best you can. Yeah. You don't have to have a clear goal, It takes time to figure out what you want to do when you grow up. I mean, look at me. I'm an old lady, and I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up. What's that? I am grown up? Oh, if you say so. Oh, well, it sounds like a goal setter is a go-getter, somebody who gets things done. Yeah, and you're never too old to set goals. I think I might set some goals this year too. Yeah, so, oh my goodness, we have talked about a lot of things today, haven't we? We talked about the Madeline stories and how they've been around for over 80 years. Yeah, and we've talked about how different countries celebrate New Year's Day, and sometimes it lasts for more than one day. And sometimes they celebrate on different days, right? Like the Jewish people celebrate in September. And we talked about the calendars and how the calendar was developed. And do you remember which calendar it is that we use? We use the Gregorian calendar. Yes. And then we talked about setting goals. And we have this fresh new year ahead of us, and I think this is a good time to set some goals. Yeah. So be a goal setter and be a go-getter. Yeah. And you know what? Thinking about the calendar. Oh, I figured out why these are on the wrong 2 separate days. They're 2 separate years. One is 2021 and one is 2023. Oh, silly Grandma Kitty. I need to pay more attention to details, don't I? Oh, well, I just hope that you have a wonderful new year. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope that 2023 turns out to be a great year for you and that you set lots of good goals. Yeah, see what you can do with this year. Yeah, and then at the end of the year, you can feel good that you achieved your goals. Yeah. Well, I think that about does it for today. So you take care, you stay healthy, safe, and happy, and Grandma Kitty will see you again soon. Bye-bye.